Welcome to 15 Minutes with Dad, the podcast that gives you 15 minutes of inspiration, practical advice, and heartfelt conversations to empower your journey in fatherhood. I'm your host, Lirec Williams, a dynamic career visual and performing artist, professional data system director, and an author who's been a dad longer than any of those titles, proudly guiding a blended family of 4. And here we dive into transformational strategies, real life stories, and actionable tips that helps you navigate the challenges of family life and divorce, all while growing into the best version of yourself. Whether you're looking to boost your emotional resilience, redefine your role as a father, or simply find balance in your everyday life, you're in the right place. So get ready to transform your fatherhood journey 1 minute at a time. Now let's get started. Hey, welcome back to another episode of 15 Minutes with Dad, the podcast where we tackle real life fatherhood challenges, personal growth, and the journey to becoming the best version of yourself. I'm your host, Lirec Williams. I am an author, a data tech nerd, and a career visual and performing artist, but most importantly, I'm a father of 4 crazy, beautiful children navigating the highs and lows of a blended family. Today's episode is about something that could be one of the most difficult aspects of fatherhood, but also one of the most important: navigating co-parenting, building bridges with your ex. Let's be real, co-parenting isn't easy. Emotions, past history, and different parenting styles can all create tension. But here's the truth. Your ability to co-parent and effectively is one of the greatest gifts you can give your child. So in this episode, we're going to explore why healthy co-parenting is crucial for your child's well-being, the most common mistakes parents make when trying to co-parent, and 5 strategies to improve your co-parenting relationship and create a more peaceful environment for your kids. If you want to shift your focus from conflict to collaboration and build a co-parenting relationship that truly works, this episode is for you. Before we dive into the strategies, let's talk about why co-parenting matters so much. Studies have shown that children who grow up with cooperative co-parenting relationships experience less stress and anxiety, performs better in school, they have stronger self-esteem and emotional security, they develop healthier relationships in adulthood. And on the flip side, when children are caught in the middle of a parental conflict, it can lead to behavioral issues, emotional struggles, and difficulty forming stable relationships later on in life. So if you're dealing with a difficult co-parenting dynamic right now, ask yourself, am I focused on winning against my ex, or proving that she's wrong, or proving that I can be better than what she thought I was? Or am I focused on what's best for my child? The best co-parents understand that it's not about being right. It's about creating the best possible life for their kids. But let's be honest, this isn't always easy. Let's talk about some of the biggest mistakes that hold fathers back from successful co-parenting. All right, so let's get real. Even with the best intentions, co-parenting can be hard. Here are 3 biggest mistakes that fathers make when trying to co-parent and how to avoid them. The first is a big one, and this is actually a part of this series, is the U 2.0 series, is letting go of the ego. When you let your ego get in the way, you focus more on proving a point than on your child's needs. So let's shift your mindset. Like, winning an argument with your ex isn't as important as winning your child's peace of mind. In the long run, your child will be impacted by whether you have your ego in the way. So some dads will be like, "Hey man, I ain't want to cause no issues. She over here thinking I'm like this, or she's talking to you and saying this, saying this about me to you." And then we kind of like separate from our kid because we feel like the mom is coercing the child to hate them, to hate us. And that's like the initial mindset that most men go into, is like, "Hey, her mom is over here messing up his or her mind." Like they brainwashing them. I've heard that so many times. But at the end of the day, your child still seeks for you. And it's your job, with any means that you have available to you, is to be there. Whether it's understanding the family law in your area, in your city or your state, whether it be getting some consultation by an attorney, whatever that may be. Make sure that you prove that you are there so that your child knows that you're there. Second, using your child as a messenger. Instead of communicating directly, you rely on your child to pass messages, which creates unnecessary stress for them. Putting your child in the middle, in whatever way, is a manipulative tactic because the child has bearings over you and the mother. So you're like, oh yeah, tell her this or tell her I'm going to do this instead of talking to her. You have to talk and be present in those conversations to actually navigate. And I talk about this in the Mastering the Art of Co-Parenting workshops, as well as in my ebook, 7 Key Strategies to a co-parent, to a healthy co-parenting relationship. The third one I would say is reacting instead of responding. When emotions run high, you react impulsively instead of responding with thoughtfulness. So when something triggers you, take a pause, take a breath, wait before responding, and always ask, will this help or hurt the co-parenting relationship? And again, all of this is easier said than done. This is very broad concepts I'm talking about here. But in my 7 key strategies to a healthy co-parenting relationship, I go way more in depth, way more in detail about how to do this. And recognizing these mistakes is the first step toward building a more effective co-parenting partnership. So let's talk about the 5 actionable strategies that can make a real difference. If you want a calmer, healthier, and more productive co-parenting relationship, these 5 strategies will help you get there. The first, set clear communication boundaries. A structured approach to communication reduces misunderstanding and help keeps things professional. But how do you do it? You can use natural or neutral communication tools like co-parenting apps like Our Family Wizard, Talking Parents. You can keep all discussions child-focused and avoid personal attacks. Stay professional and respectful. I know it's very hard to try and push blame immediately just so that you can win over the argument, but I can tell you that it will never end your way. It will never end in anyone winning. And if you decide to use passive aggressive tactics to communicate, like, oh, it hurts to know that you don't do this, or it hurts to know that you don't care about this, and instead of saying you never follow through with anything, try, can we agree on a set schedule for school pickups to keep things consistent for our child? It centers the conversation around the child. Can we move to a solution instead of you don't do this and you can't do this and all of that good stuff? That's never going to play out in anyone's favor. So practice emotional detachment and stay solution oriented. Co-parenting can be so freaking frustrating, but reacting emotionally only fuels conflict. If a conversation starts to get heated, take a break before responding. Keep all interactions almost business-like. If you think of it as a professional partnership, when conflict arises, ask, what is the best solution for our child? Instead of escalating a disagreement about holiday schedules, say, let's focus on what will make the holiday special for our child and find a way to split the time. Like keep your emotions out of it. Emotions are automatically in it, but when you focus on keeping it out of the situation, you're able to think more clear. The fourth would be to support your child's relationship with the other parent. Kids need both parents. And if there are mothers watching this, kids need both parents. Obviously, if the parent is a degenerate in many ways, then it's rightfully so while you protect them from that. But speaking negatively about your ex damages your child's emotional security. So what can we do? We can encourage your child to maintain a strong relationship with their other parent. Avoid making your child feel like they have to choose sides, and let them express love for both parents without guilt. Like, and I know I'm talking to dads, and dads aren't always on this side of the coin where we're talking bad about the mom, because in some cases we want peace, but there are some dads that are manipulative. And if you are that dad, then I am talking to you. But for the most part, this is something that we deal with a lot of mothers that don't let their kids express love for the parents because they're like, I'm here and your dad's not here and this and that, and he left us, and they have all this animosity that they pour into the child. They literally pour, this kind of energy into the child's life because they dislike the dad. And if your child comes home excited about something fun they did with your ex, celebrate it with them. This reassures them that it's okay to love both parents. This was really hard at the earlier onset of me and the mother of my daughter's co-parenting relationship, was that my daughter felt like she had to choose in between the both of us because we weren't good. And it was almost like, oh, whatever happens at your mom's house, keep it over there. Don't bring it over here. Whatever happens at your dad's house, don't bring it over here. Or, when she gets home, like, you're so spoiled. Your dad does this and this and that. And there was a lot of all of that at the earlier onset of our relationship. That's not the same. That's not the same at this point in time, but it was definitely a thing. And last but not least, keep your child at the center of every decision. When you focus on what's best for your child, everything else becomes easier. Ask yourself before any decision, is this about my child or is this about me? Show up consistently. Your child's security comes from knowing you'll always be there. So if your ex wants to adjust the schedule slightly to accommodate an important event for your child, consider being flexible when it benefits them. Now, co-parenting isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional, patient, and focused on what truly matters: your child's well-being. Today, we covered why healthy co-parenting is crucial for your child's success, the biggest mistakes that hold co-parents back, and 5 powerful strategies to improve communication, consistency, and cooperation. So here's your challenge. Pick one of these strategies and apply it this week. Whether it's setting up a shared calendar, improving communication, or practicing emotional detachment, take a small step toward a healthier co-parenting relationship. And if you're enjoying this series, visit 15minuteswithdad.com/co-parent for more resources and more insights, co-parenting tools, and real-life strategies. Next week, we'll dive into overcoming challenges, turning adversity into growth as a dad. So subscribe 15 Minutes with Dad on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on 15 Minutes with Dad for more content. Until next time, stay patient, stay focused, and keep showing up for your kids.
And just like that, we've hit an end of another epic journey here at 15 Minutes with Dad. I'm your host, Lirec, and I am thrilled to have shared this time with you. But guess what? The conversation is far from over. Want to dive deeper into the Dadverse? Check out our website at 15minuteswithdad.com and join our vibrant community on Instagram, Discord, and TikTok for your daily dose of dad inspiration, camaraderie. And here's something special. Subscribe to our newsletter at 15minuteswithdad.com for exclusive goodies and behind-the-scene peeks you won't find anywhere else. Got a burning question or a dad moment that made you proud? We're all ears. Submit your questions and share those special moments with us for a chance to be featured and shout out on our show. It's your time to shine in our dad community, so tap in with our Discord, and our server is at 15 Minutes with Dad. So tap in for that, engage with the community, and you will be featured on our show. Each week we will do another feature, so join in. Love today's episode. Spread the love by sharing it with a friend and leaving us a review. Let's get the word out and grow our awesome dad family, because guess what? When you give us a review and you rate our podcast, you give everybody the chance to enjoy what you've enjoyed about this podcast as well. So mark your calendars, because new episodes drop every Thursday of the week. Ready for more heartwarming stories, laughs, and dad wisdom? We can't wait to have you back. But until next time, keep being the amazing dad you are. Every day is a new adventure and every moment is special. Catch you on the next episode. Love, peace, and chicken grease.